Ollie at Retro Gamer and Revival. I'm here now to follow on from our unboxing video of the incredible Xeno Crisis on the Nintendo 64 to show you some gameplay footage. I'm going to be showing you how the controls work in real time, what the game looks like running on a Nintendo 64 natively, and yeah, just show you what it's like. I don't have a good setup to capture footage from a Nintendo 64, so I'm going to go a little bit guerrilla. You're basically just going to be set up on a tripod so you can see the TV, so you can hopefully see a little bit of the controller, but I'll hold the controller up to the screen so you can kind of see a little bit as to how the controls work, and we'll just run with it and see what you think. So, let's take a look. Before we jump into the gameplay, two very quick things. Number one, thank you again to Mike from Bitmap Bureau for giving us the copy of this game to look at. A really great game on one of my favourite systems. It was an absolute pleasure to meet him at OLL 23. So again, just a huge thank you to Mike for giving us this copy. And number two, this is a trigger warning for anyone that has any photosensitive epilepsy or anything like that. The following footage was filmed directly off of a tube TV, and as you know, trying to film off a tube TV frequently will give you the scan lines and the refresh rate. So this is your trigger warning for anyone that suffers from anything involving photosensitive epilepsy. Okay, so I've set up the Nintendo 64 on a tube TV in my bedroom. This seems to be the best lighting I can get, which sort of excludes the scan lines as much as humanly possible. So again, I did say this would be a bit of a lo-fi setup. So there we go, got the N64, got Xeno Crisis ready to go. Let's see how this runs. So what I'm going to try and do is, to the best of my ability, is hold the controller here a little bit as well, so you can see how the controls work versus what's on the screen. I appreciate that's going to be a bit small, but what I'll look to do is zoom in a little bit afterwards and see what we can do with regards getting some, hopefully some half decent gameplay. So the analog stick moves your character around. The C buttons are your direction of fire. A is roll. B, I believe, throws the bomb. Yeah, let's have a go. Let's see how far we can get. So yeah, the controls, as you can hopefully see there, are incredibly responsive. Everything moving very quickly. The Nintendo 64 obviously very capable of running the game, but this is something I am really impressed with. I mean, it looks phenomenal. I know you can't really get much of an appreciation for what I'm seeing there, but it really is very good. So I notice I keep ducking the hand down as I'm trying to sort of look at the screen and look at this as well. So what I'll do here is pause, see if we can zoom in and eliminate any scan lines for as long as possible. Okay, so I've just managed to get the screen a little bit closer there. Let's see how far we can get before scan lines start becoming a problem. Hopefully we'll get quite far. Yep, taking a bit of a hit there. Yeah, as I said, you can't really appreciate what I'm seeing here because it just, on a tube telly, this game is just looking absolutely gorgeous. It's a fantastic designed game anyway, but really this is highlighting just how good this game is. If it looks great on a PS4, if it looks great on a Vita, on a Mega Drive, a Nintendo 64, just about anything going, you know, that's a testament to how good a game can be when it runs this well on all of these old systems as well as the new ones. So I just paused the game there to see whether or not I could just get rid of those scan lines again, but it seems to be there permanently now. But I don't think it's too offensive at the rate it's currently at. So we'll just see how far we can get now. See if we can get to beat that first boss, and then we'll sign it off. definitely one of those games where it likes you to get good, as they say. Man, I am absolutely sucking at this. I can hear people already shouting at their screens. Right, here we go. Let's see if we can beat this boss. Not doing too terribly. Oh, he says spoke too soon. God, dreadful, dreadful behaviour. Right, let's see if I can use this last continue to try and beat this boss. Here we go. There we go. Rank E, good grief. That is absolutely abysmal. Absolutely abysmal. But hopefully it's given you a bit of an overview as to what this looks like on the N64, how the controls run, just how smooth everything runs and how smooth everything operates. Yeah, it's a real achievement. So yeah, Bitmap should be really pleased with this port. This is definitely, I think, my favourite port that I've played so far. There we have it. There was a real quick look at Xeno Crisis running natively on a Nintendo 64. Again, like I said, we don't have, or I personally don't have, a way of capturing really good footage natively from a Nintendo 64. It's not something we've ever really sort of looked at doing on Retro Gaming Revival. So the video is a little bit lo-fi, it's a little bit guerrilla, but hopefully it gave you a really good flavour as to what the game looks like running on a Nintendo 64 and how the controls work. Of all the things that I've taken away from how impressed I am with this version, it is the controls. Yes, it works great on an Evercade. Yes, I'm sure it works great on the Vita, which is a port I'm desperate to get my hands on. But this controller for the Nintendo 64 with this style of game just seems to work incredibly well. I really, really enjoyed the way the controls worked on this. The game looks magnificent, it looks incredible, and it runs absolutely flawlessly on this system. If you're a Xeno Crisis fan, if you're a Nintendo 64 fan, I cannot recommend this game enough. I strongly recommend you head over to Bitmap Bureau's website, get a pre-order in if you're able to, and just support the studio, support this product. I know it's available on many, many different systems, but this is a big one for me. I'm a huge fan of Nintendo 64, so to have a game like this, which to be fair made me buy an Evercade, to be able to play that in a physical format on one of my favourite systems of all time, it's just a no-brainer. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Like I said, if you enjoy these gameplay videos a little bit more, maybe we'll look at some ways of getting some decent capture cards and we can bring you some more decent gameplay footage of things like this running on original hardware. But yes, thank you to everyone that watched the unboxing. Hopefully you've gotten something out of this video as well. I've been Ollie from Retro Gaming Revival. If you're new to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It helps us out a great deal. If you don't mind giving this video a little thumbs up so that we know that you've been here, please chuck in the comments below. What version of Xeno Crisis have you got? Are you going to be picking up the Nintendo 64 version? What do you think? Anyway, I've been Ollie, and I will see you in the next video.